Good morning, everybody. This is Bill with WWP Reacts, retired military officer who likes to comment and discuss current events, what's going on. This has to be the most idiotic press conference I've ever seen in my life when it comes to an event that happened in an American city. Um, it just is flabbergasting. So let's get right into it. And I'm going to fast forward to particular things and I'm going to make some comments as we go along. Look at the crowd, though. Is this a motley looking bunch of people? And here comes our good old mayor, right? This Somali loving, anti
In
American,
Minneapolis,
leftist
when a tragedy
person.
strikes,
And he
there's
just goes
one
on
word
and
that
on.
summarizes what is
And
most
he's going to
important,
say
and
the
that word is
exact
integrity. This is not the time.
he's going to say the exact same thing Tim Walz said. The exact same. And all the speakers are going to say the same thing that Walz said. We want our people that, quote, aren't biased to investigate the ICE officer and the incident that happened and how Renee Good was killed and why. In other words, they're saying that they don't trust the FBI, they don't trust the DOJ to do a thorough investigation and hold accountability where it needs to be held. That is so insulting to our federal agency. Can you imagine if this happened in a right wing city, which I don't think there's many of, and we said, well, wait a minute. We don't want DOJ investigating. We want our own, we're our little right wing investigative group to investigate. I mean, the mainstream media would be all over us. You don't hear the mainstream media talking about this at all. What the hell do they think? Don't get me going. This thing they're going to say should this agency that should do the investigation came about after George Floyd, who A was not murdered and B Chauvin was railroaded. We know that now. We know that now. 5 years later, it's ridiculous. And this is just continuing the problem that Minneapolis has. He's going to say something here. I'm going to let him say it first before I comment.
Time to bend the rules. This is a time to follow the law. This is not a time to hide from the facts. This is a time to embrace them, making sure that we're pushing for transparency every step of the way. The fact that Pam Bondi's Department of Justice and this presidential administration has already come to a conclusion about those facts is deeply concerning.
How how can you say they've come to a conclusion of the facts? They've stated their opinions. The investigation hasn't happened yet. So there's no conclusion of facts, idiot.
The facts that from the very beginning they're calling the victim a domestic terrorist, they're calling the actions of the agent involved as some form of defensive posture. We know
Hey, I'll say this, that agent's a hero. He's going out there doing God's work. He's going out there doing the work that he's been asked to do as a law enforcement person. He's been told illegal immigrants are not going to be allowed to stay in the United States. And oh, by the way, you can get out and we'll pay for you to leave. Whether they have a record or not, on top of being here illegally, they're illegal. That's it. They got to go. And I don't know. You can't call her a domestic terrorist. Come on. Look. Just go research Renee Good. Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
that they've already determined much of the investigation, and even if they haven't, there is the appearance that there is some conclusion drawn from the very beginning. If not,
So if they first he says they have drawn a conclusion, and even if they didn't, so now even if they didn't, there's an appearance of a conclusion. I don't know. What are you trying to say?
hide from the facts, why not embrace them? If it's not a problem to have additional people at the table that have a deep commitment to the process and transparency and have run these investigations before,
And you don't think DOJ's run all kinds of investigations before? And you don't think they have a deep commitment and transparency to what's been happening? Come on.
then why not include them in the process? The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension at the state of Minnesota has consistently run these investigations before. They have done so without bias. They've done so with a great deal of expertise. This is not some radical, way out there group. This is a group that is formed by experts who understand how to investigate. Many of them have been police officers themselves. So our ask is really simple here. Our ask is to embrace the truth. Our ask is to include the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension in this process because we in Minneapolis want a fair investigation.
So that's really what it comes down to. You in Minneapolis don't think that your federal government will do a fair investigation. You want your cronies to do the investigation so you get a fair investigation by your standards of fair investigation.
Is it deeply concerning that this administration from the very get go is drawing the conclusion that they may ultimately come to? Of course it is. And if you got nothing to hide from, then don't hide from it. Include
They don't
local
have.
experts in the process.
Oh man.
We got nothing to hide from here. All we want in Minneapolis is justice
Yeah.
and the truth.
Yeah. Sure.
And
Just like with George
speaking of the
Floyd.
truth, let me give you another one.
Let's give me another
I
one.
have heard countless people talk about Minneapolis, many of them who have never been here, as some form of post apocalyptic hellscape. As a place.
Well, tell me it ain't. I've been there before, a long time ago. It was beautiful. Today, it's overrun with Somalis, overrun with immigrants. It is, and sure, there's not a lot of crime. Okay, he's going to talk about there's only been two shootings. One of them by an ICE agent, the other one by that crazy fucker who did that mass shooting. But he's not going to say that, you know. And I'm sure there's been other shootings. I don't understand what he can, why they've never had any. They haven't had any shootings in, well, it's 2026, so I guess you can say in 2026, right? It's been 6, 7, 8 days, 9 days.
It is dangerous. Well, let me give you a statistic. 50% of the shootings that have happened thus far in Minneapolis this year have been ICE.
This year, there's the key. 50% have been ICE. So there's been two shootings. So it wasn't the crazy kid that shut up the Catholic school that I was referring to. That was a mistake. It's 2026. So there's one other shooting. There's in 9 days. Okay, it's 9 days into the freaking year. How many shootings did Minneapolis have in 2012? While he talks, I'm going to go look that up.
In other words, we've only had two shootings. One of them has been ICE. We are a safe city. ICE is making it less so. We are a city of unity. But ICE is trying to divide us and tear us apart. For every one of the people that you see standing here behind me, they have more than 1,000 people behind them. They have people that are committed to their neighbors, committed to integrity, committed to justice, and committed to getting the truth. We will not back down from it. Among those that won't back down.
Every time this guy talks, I just feel like he just yells. He's kind of like Gavin Newsom in a way. He just yells like so weird. What a weird disposition. I don't understand the yelly nature. All right. Okay. Let's
From it
continue.
is the person who I'm about to introduce. His ward is right on the borderline of where this particular shooting happened, and that is Council Member Jason Chavez. Would you please give him a warm round of applause?
Before we get to this idiot, Chavez, wait till you listen to him. Um, so, since on Thursday there was 35 shots fired, it's been total 88 shots fired citywide in Minneapolis yesterday. Okay, um, year to date, previous years. Previous year's shootings, let's see, it's pulling up now. But I can tell you, just in 2011, 2026, there's The 3 year average is 212 assault offenses. Homicides, 2, previous 3 year average. Uh, Shootings, looking that up. Carjackings, average of 7. Anyhow, that's not responding. It's not pulling up what I want. So I'm going to have to X out of here. But, anyways, you can see it's not only 2 shootings. Oh, God. Now, oh, give him a big hand. He's going to start crying.
Good
Watch.
morning. My name is Jason Chavez, and I have the privilege of representing Ward 9 on the Minneapolis City Council, where ICE murdered Renee Good. I want to let you all know that our entire community is mourning because of the inhumane tactics of ICE separating our families, forcing people back into the shadows, and the pure brutality by immigration's customs enforcement. The videos.
Well, if you weren't here illegally, you wouldn't have to worry about it. You're here illegally. Immigration enforcement is going to go on. Obama did it a lot more than Trump's done it, by the way. No one talks about that.
That we have all seen, yourself included, does not match the false narrative from the federal government. In fact, you can hear the words, "I am pulling out," moments before ICE decided to take the life of Renee Good. She was a mother, a wife, and a beloved community member, not a domestic terrorist.
They all say the
I'm
same
calling
thing.
on Trump's FBI to allow the Minnesota BCA to have access to all the information so an independent investigation can occur. It is important and critical to our community to have a sense of trust in this process by having an independent investigation to present to the county attorney so that adequate charges can be made. But most importantly, I am here on behalf of my entire community, echoing the calls to arrest, to prosecute and fire this ICE agent who murdered Renee Good, and to hold those accountable complicit in this crime. What has descended upon Minneapolis and in this state is not the American dream. It is not what the American dream is about.
You know what? If you want the American dream, you have to come here legally. I'm sorry, I came here legally in 1971. I became a citizen in 87. We came here on a green card. You want part of the American dream? Come here legally. Get part of this. And you know what? Assimilate into our culture like we assimilated. Assimilate. Do your part. And then you'll get part of the American dream. It's just not given to you. I'm sick of this. I want. It is disgusting what the Democrat Party under Joe Biden did the previous 5 years or 4 years. Disgusting.
Our immigrant neighbors are here to work, they're here to provide for their family, and to achieve prosperity. Instead, what we are seeing in Minneapolis and across this state is ICE kidnapping our family.
And there's the other word, kidnapping. When ICE detains someone, they're not kidnapping people. They are arresting people for illegal action. All right, I'm going to move on with this guy a little bit here because
Following
he just
folks
keeps
driving
going
to
on,
work
and it's kind of
and
annoying.
kidnapping them.
And I want to get to this
Following
one,
people
the
as
next
they're heading
speaker.
to school.
My name is Aisha Gomez. I serve as the
Look at, she wears that whistle. One of the things Shalvis said that I skipped over was he said, we want everyone to blow their whistle if they see ice around. So everybody has a whistle. I wonder where they got the whistles. Probably freaking Fry bought whistles and handed them out to everyone in the city. I wouldn't doubt it.
state representative for District 62A, south side of Minneapolis, where our beloved community member was murdered
Beloved.
this week.
You probably didn't even know who she was prior to this idiot.
Um, I'm so grateful to Councilmember Chavez for explaining this moment to us and calling on us as a community into this struggle that our neighbors are facing. With respect to the investigation into this shooting, there's really only one question in front of us. Are we going to design a process that's legitimate or not? In In 2020, the state legislature created the Force Investigations Unit.
So we're going to go back to this force investigation unit who did this fraudulent thing. Okay, let's move on because I want to get to this next lady. Oh my word. And I want to, oh, wait till you see this. No, not that one. Sorry. Got ahead of myself. Got ahead of myself. Here we go.
Irene Fernando, but you can call me Kamish. And thus,
All right,
in
here
the
we go.
legitimacy of these
We got the
processes,
commish is going to be next. The
we
Filipino
call on the
lady there on the
FBI
right.
to share the evidence with the Force Investigations Unit at the BCA and have this be a
Look at them
legitimate
all shaking
and
their heads up and down
trusted
like bobbleheads.
investigation.
So,
Thank you.
by the way, can nobody dress in Minneapolis? They look like hell.
I am Hennepin County Commissioner Irene Fernando, but you can call me Kamish. I use she, her pronouns, and
She's the Hennepin County Commissioner. You can call me Commish though, because they like the show Commish. And oh, by the way, I use she, he, she, her pronouns.
I'm a very, very proud child of immigrants.
Proud child of immigrants.
I'm the youngest woman to ever serve on the Hennepin County Board.
Youngest person to ever serve on the board. Like, who cares and why does that matter?
I'm the first Filipino American
I'm the first Filipino American to be elected to office in Minnesota. Again, who cares? What does that matter?
elected in the state, and I'm Hennepin's first board chair of color in our 174-year history.
First board chairman of color in 174 years of history. And that lends credibility to you to do what? What does how does that lend to credibility? Why do leftists go through this whole litany of this credibility seeking thing? It drives me crazy.
My heart is grieving for Renee and her family. This is an unimaginable and preventable loss. I honor Renee's humanity and life, and I acknowledge the deep pain felt by her loved ones and neighbors. The taxpayer funded actions and harm we are experiencing right now are inhumane, unlawful, and unconstitutional. United States due process means that justice is pursued through legal action, credible investigation, and courts.
Which the DOJ will do. So she's going to say the same thing as everyone else. The DOJ is going to do that. There's going to be due process. This ICE officer is who you've doxxed, put out the name. Um, and I don't think you put out the names of the 51 homicides you had in 2025 um, up through early October, and the 306 250 gunshot wound victims through early October 2025. I mean, Fry just lied. He just blatantly lied. Okay, let's move to the next one, and then we're going to wrap this up because I mean, all they're doing is saying the same thing, right? They're just saying the same thing. All right, I didn't see this one, so let's check her out.
Right thing. Thousands of us gathered at the site to grieve. And we remain in this fight with you, speaking our truths
All right,
and leading towards accountability
so it
and
looks like we're
justice.
going to have a Somali person speak next. I don't want to judge, but she kind of looks Somali. At least she looks like the Somalis I
Good morning,
met in
everybody. I
Somalia.
am State Senator Zeta Mohammed. Um,
She's a state senator. How scary is that?
I think I speak on all of my colleagues, especially colleagues in the Senate, when I say we are here on behalf of Renee Nicole Good, a beloved wife, mom, daughter, and neighbor who was
Well, if she was such a good mom, daughter, and what the heck was she doing there? She wasn't being arrested. She was just there as an agitator, a paid agitator, probably, blocking ICE from doing their job. How stupid are you?
needlessly and brutally taken from us in Minneapolis streets on Wednesday morning.
Okay, so to end this, We are not seeing anything new. We're getting the same bullshit talking points from Minneapolis as we've seen over and over and over again. And it's just a shame that they can't come to terms with, you know what? I don't know. I really, I'm just concerned for our country. It's kind of hopeless. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but it's how I feel today. Happy Friday, everybody. Have a good weekend. See you next time. Like and share and comment, please. Let me know what you think of my channel. I really am curious. I'm growing it. I don't know, 13,000 subscribers or something, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, I'm just doing it because I like to discuss current politics, and you're like my extended family, and I'd love to hear your comments and thoughts about things. And reach out to me if you like. I'm on X or Twitter, Facebook, all over the place. And look forward to talking to you.